So it's 5:05 p.m., March the 20th, 2024. I call the meeting to order. I guess I don't have a gavel, right? To bang something on the table. All right, welcome to all the board members to this meeting. First agenda item is for the approval of the minutes from our past meeting from January 31st, 2024. So all the board members, were you able to review the minutes from the past meeting? Any questions? All right.
No question.
Awesome. Thank you. If none, and I would like to ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Awesome. Any seconds?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Perfect. Great. All right. All in favor, say aye.
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 All
Aye.
against?
Aye.
Thank you. All against? Okay. Hearing no. Nice. The minutes from the January 31st, 2024 meeting is approved. All right. Thank you. I guess the next agenda item is an action item. I think we already deliberated on this in the last meeting. Today, we are only asking for an action to approve. Is that correct, John?
We announced that the audit was finished.
Okay.
But we didn't necessarily discuss it at the last meeting. Hopefully all of you had enough time to review it. And this will be a time if anyone has any questions or comments or concerns.
Yeah.
Varun, if you want to just discuss how we met with
Yes.
with the auditor.
So, so as a yearly ritual, after the audit is done, myself, Teresa, and Ken, we make it a point to meet with auditors at the end of the year with the audit partner. We spend about 15 to 20 minutes asking them questions if there was anything out of the ordinary, if there was any lack in internal controls, if there was anything they wanted to let the board know that we should be aware of. They were pretty positive about the whole process for the audit, just as in the previous years. HOCP follows in majority all of the internal controls that are followed by HOC, which are pretty strong. All the payments are processed by HOC, and they were pretty positive. Also in the management letter, you would see there would be no comments, clean comments. They were very favorable. So I guess everything is in good shape. In my opinion, an approval by the board will be in order. But if there were any comments from the board for review, maybe John can answer. All right. So hearing none, I suppose I'll ask for a motion to approve the minute, to approve the what is it?
Resolution.
Section resolution. I'm looking back to see what the resolution number is.
2401.
2401 to approve the audit report and the endorsement of the IRS Form 990.
I can jump in and do that.
Thank you.
What's the word? I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
I'll ask you for motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Thank you. Like, where are my words?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right. All right. Then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Aye.
And anybody against? I guess everybody's in favor, right? So hearing no noise, the motion to approve the audit report and the endorsement of the IRS Form 990 are approved. All right. I'm trying to go back to my screen, John, because this screen to my own. Okay. So the next action item is for deliberation, I guess, and then an action to approve funding for the HOC Academy reallocation of funds request. Somebody would be giving more detail on this, John?
Yes, I'll just explain that this resolution is to request not new funding, but simply just to reallocate $9,000 from a discretionary grant that the board made back in April for a chess program. That's the balance that's left over, and to use that to help cover an outstanding balance for the Youth Enrichment Series program, the YES program. And in the memo, it explains what basically happened and why we have a shortfall. We were anticipating a grant from the county. We submitted 2 ultimately for this program. One was denied and another one still is pending. And because of what's been happening in the county, I don't know when. We're hoping that some announcement would be made in May about FY24 grants. But so that's why we have a shortfall. And this money is necessary to support the last 6-week session of this program. Stephanie Moore is here from the Academy. She can maybe add a few comments about why we have an unspent balance in chess and what is left for the YES program, what kind of activities.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Stephanie Moore, Resident Services Programs Supervisor. So as John mentioned, the request is for reallocation of funds. Unfortunately, we had planned to have chess instruction across 4 locations last summer. 2 of those locations were canceled due to low enrollment. We tried to postpone those activities, but I just think for some reason the interest was not there as we have seen in the past. And so there was this, all of that resulted in the $9,000 of unused funds. The YES enrichment, the YES program has another, our final session starts April 2nd through May 9th. We want to continue to provide the STEM enrichment, which includes robotics and what they call Crazy Chem, which is chemistry and lots of science experiments and things like that that kids get really excited about. Very much interactive and engaging. And then there's also the component of the social skills, life skills, health and wellness component. Obviously, we want the kids to be able to participate in a very well-rounded program. And so the $9,000 will support the service contracts that we have. We have a service contract with Mad Science, who provides the STEM enrichment. And then we have a service contract with Carpe Diem Arts that provides the art, education, life skills development, health and wellness opportunities for the kids. That concludes my comments.
Question. So the grant that you're still waiting on from the county, not sure if and when that will come through. If it does come through, let's say in May or June, but the YES program has concluded for the academic year, is there an extension through the summer? If you were to get those grant funds, how would that get used? Do you know that yet?
Yeah, it would probably be applied to the activities starting in September, since it's an after-school program. The county is shifting to a calendar year-based award. So that's why I think we'd be able to use it. But it's just odd that, they're in the process of approving the FY25 county budget, and these funding decisions for FY24 haven't been made. It's just very bizarre. I don't know if your organization is in the same boat, if you had any applications submitted, Alexandra.
We haven't experienced that. Different funding cycle, different entities and engaged. Yeah.
I mean, is this just a product of the fact that they are switching into a calendar year system, and this is just part of the growing pain of it? Or have they just not been very forthcoming about the delay?
They had an overhaul in the department. They brought in new staff. They brought in or they adopted new procedures and new priorities. And they've had a tremendous difficulty finding volunteers from the community to evaluate the grants, because all of these community grant applications are reviewed by volunteers. They're not reviewed by anyone in the county. So these volunteers the county government, the volunteers make their evaluations and recommendations, and then the staff compile everything and then try to see which the top rated ones get to get funded, provided that there's enough funding available. So all of that was just very slow this year.
Okay.
And last question I had, just for a refresher, how many kids are currently participating in the YES program? It may fluctuate from session to session, I'm sure, but do you know that offhand?
Yes. So we have been averaging about 36 kids per month, and it's across 4 locations. And I can say that, yes, we have had some challenges just with enrollment across the board. And kids registering and not complete, just kind of showing up and then dropping out. And so we've had a lot of growing pains in terms of trying to roll out or relaunch our after school opportunities. I think part of the challenge is there's a couple things. Number one, the timing in which we were able to procure the funding. Originally, we were expected to hear about a grant opportunity from the county. I think that's the original one that John was talking about back in, I think it was, I don't even know, John, maybe May or June of 2023. And so when we didn't hear back then, we obviously still wanted to do it. Parents were saying that they wanted to, have opportunities for their kids that were accessible, no problem. I think the timing of getting the funding, the service providers in place, all of that, the contracts, by the time we were able to, produce a product for our families, I just think it was too late. I think families had already committed to other after school plans for their children, right? As a parent, I understand we need to make sure things are in place. And so I think just the timing of it just did not work in our favor. Not having the funding, and then obviously we have to wait to go through the procurement process until we actually have funding right in hand to be able to acquire service providers. So yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough this year. We want to finish out the year. Obviously, we want to finish out the year, and then we are certainly looking to figure out how we're going to, handle programming in terms of out of school enrichment for fiscal year 25.
Thank you, Stephanie. You're always so prepared to answer these questions. So another clarification, maybe I missed. So we are talking about these being administered at one of our sites or off sites which kids can go?
This is at our residential locations. So the 4 locations we currently have, the clubs are Georgian Court in the Belpre area. We have it at Washington Square in Gaithersburg. We also have it at Town Center Place in Olney and Tanglewood Apartments in Silver Spring.
Wow.
And what was your target enrollment, just for context? I hear all the challenges and that sounds difficult, but what was your target
Great
when
question.
you were designing it?
Great question. So each location has space for about 20 kids. So about 100. I think our original grant was probably maybe 120 if I recall correctly, because some sites are larger. The community spaces are larger than others. But basically, an average of 20 kids can fit comfortably in those community spaces. So, yeah.
This is interesting because these are some very good programs, but
Yes. And in the past, I will just say, historically, we have not had issues with filling slots for our after school programs. We have not, never, ever, ever in the history of providing after school clubs. I think COVID really hit us hard in terms of having to cancel all programs. We didn't provide in-person opportunities, that is, for about 3-4 years almost. When we relaunched, it was just a whole different kind of situation for parents. And so, and for us, in terms of our capacity. So I just think we have had a really hard time regrouping. Yeah.
And it sounds like
Yeah.
you all are already sort of have identified what some of the challenges are and are already starting to think ahead for what that means, I presume, for summer engagement and how you think
Yes.
about the engagement for next year. But
Absolutely.
obviously encourage you all to be doing that. And if we can be helpful in thinking, and being supportive in that, would welcome that conversation.
Thank you. Absolutely. I know that Davita is on the call as well. I can't see everybody. But I don't know if Davita wanted to share anything at this point, but that's kind of where we are.
Yeah, no additional comments at this point, but thank you, Stephanie, for such a great overview, and we look forward to the support on these programs.
all right. Any further questions from the board? All right. If there are no further questions, comments, I would like to ask for a motion to approve Resolution 24-2 for HOC Academy reallocation of funds request. All in favor? Sorry, so the motion. So first of all, somebody has to.
I'll move it.
All right, thank you. Any seconds?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 So hearing ayes, motion 24-2 is approved.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Stephanie. So the next item is a deliberation item as an update for the Inspire celebration. John?
Yes, we have an update. We had to reschedule what we originally thought would be November 14th for our gala to November 21st. There was some complications with the venue that we wanted to go to, and we had to go back to the Silver Spring Civic Building to be our venue for the gala. And the 14th wasn't available for them, so we had to go push it back to November 21st. What's good about that is that we also have November 20th to help us set up, so there'll be plenty of time for HOC staff to get everything ready. And now that we have the venue secured, the deposit was made, we can, with extra robust fervor, go out and announce the new save the dates and relaunch all of our fundraising email and social media outreach. We continue to post monthly blogs on HOCP's website. That will continue. Also, of course, various social media postings, and we'll keep you updated. We will send you updated materials like we promised several weeks ago. Now that we have the date, we can send all that out to you so you can reach out to your network of colleagues and family and friends to help support our efforts. And also we'll get back on track with our regular meetings of the fundraising subcommittee to give you updates and to also ask for your assistance with reaching out to as many corporations and potential sponsors as possible.
Thank you, John. That's really helpful. Fingers crossed that the date isn't too close to Thanksgiving. I think it's a week away, so hopefully people are still in town and they haven't taken off for the long weekend. I think we're hitting like the last date in the fall that you can do stuff before you head into holiday party type things. But sounds good. And I know there's been a lot of pivoting on this, and I appreciate you and the staff for just continuing to figure out the best way forward.
Yes, it's exactly a week before Thanksgiving. So hopefully, as you say, hopefully everyone will still be in town.
Yeah.
Be able to attend.
And possibly in the giving spirit. Hi, everyone. This is Chelsea. And I apologize for joining late. I'm in transit, but yes, we've gone through quite a bit of back and forth in regards to venue as well as date. So thank you for your patience. And we are now confirmed.
Thank you.
Yes. So probably starting next week, look for updates from me in earnest, because we have to really speed up all of our efforts.
Okay.
By that time, we will have a new president.
No.
Or the same president re-elected, right?
If you don't have any other questions about the gala, that's the only update that I have right now. But you will be getting emails from me very shortly.
Chelsea, did you have any other comments about today's meeting?
No, I do apologize for joining in late. I assume there was a quick update on the strategic plan. Did that happen already, John?
No.
No, I didn't give any
Okay.
update on that.
Let me just share, you will also receive correspondence from us in regards to finding out everyone's availability for the retreat. We are finally there. We were successful in getting the board's final approval of the strategic plan on March 6th. And the next steps are convening this board in a retreat. And the thinking I think that we've discussed with you all is the potential of bringing you all in person, having a retreat, allowing our VP of Resident Services to present some recommendations around our thoughts over the next 5 years and where HOCP can support and or align. And so one of the communications that you will receive from John is seeking out your availability for that event.
Awesome. So there will be multiple dates you will share, or?
Yes, we'll
Okay.
provide options, and
Okay.
and I haven't talked to John in detail, but I'm
Got
thinking
it.
something like a doodle poll or something like that, so
Got
that
it.
we can find out. The goal is to really ensure that we have as many, if not all, of the board members present and available.
Got it.
And in doing that communication, if you have a thought on if it's best to convene this on a weekday or a weekend, you could also let us know that as well.
Yeah. No, this will be good. If weekdays we can get majority of the board members to the retreat, that will be great. If not, we might have to think about a weekend.
Is this a one day, or how long are we thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might help.
Right. I don't expect that. I mean, of course, it's at your own pace, and it truly is yours, right? In terms of, and we can work with Varun to kind of map out what the schedule could look like for that retreat. But ultimately, I would not anticipate it being longer than a day. And just to give some context, while the board has had a couple of meetings, you add them together, it has not been more than 8 hours, right? So they've had these kind of half day, 2 hour here opportunities. This would be a concentrated opportunity to come together. And honestly, if you all believe that you'd prefer to break it up, that can be an approach as well. This is your retreat and opportunity to think about what serves you all best with setting the direction.
That sounds good. Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
All right, John, are there any other items on our agenda? Are we concluded here?
No, I have no other items.
Okay, awesome. So if there are
Good.
no other business, I would like to ask for a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Any motion?
A motion? I'll make a motion.
Okay,
Seconds?
okay.
Thank you. All right. The meeting is adjourned and you have your evening back. Thank you.
Great,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Right on
Thank
time.
you.
Thank
Good night.
you, everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.